Hello and welcome to Meet Our Makers, an artist interview podcast produced in association with Beats Per Minute. I'm your host, Jeremy J. Facette. On this episode, we get to meet Daughter of Swords. Daughter of Swords is the pseudonym of singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist Alex Sauser-Monnig, who is previously probably best known as one-third of the singing group Mountain Man. They also have a project with Amelia Meath of Sylvan Esso called The A's. But in this chat, Alex and I talk about their solo project, Daughter of Swords, which just released its second album called Alex. We dive pretty deep into the record, including the big change in aesthetic from Alex's first album as Daughter of Swords, Dawnbreaker, and some themes of the record like gender identity, knowing and loving yourself, as well as politics and class warfare. You get the picture. It's a multifaceted album, but it's also a really fun album, and we had a lot to talk about. We get into some of those side projects, but we also talk about what it means for them, what it feels like for them to be part of this sort of ever-growing, loving, booming music scene in the Durham, North Carolina area, kind of centered around Psychic Hotline, which was started by Sylvan Esso. So, thank you for listening. It's a great chat. I hope you enjoy. This is me meeting Daughter of Swords.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me to be here.
Yeah, we should say right off the top, I mean, the main occasion for my inviting you here was, or is, your new record, which is coming out this week, which is pretty exciting. It's called Alex. It is out April 11th on Psychic Hotline. It's your second Daughter of Swords record.
That's true.
So very often on this show, I talk with people like weeks out from the release. So it's like this weird, like they're kind of done, but the promo's just ramping up. And for you, I mean, we have like 4 singles out. You're like ready to go. So, I mean, how are you feeling as we get within hours of the release of this record?
Um, I feel excited. I think, it is just such a funny experience to make a record because it's like such a long on-ramp. Like I mean, I feel really excited and like hyped about the thing um and just like pretty centered and grounded around it. Like I've been living with the record for like a year or two at this point, and I'm just really excited for people to get to like dive in and fully listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a unique experience to I think the music industry as a career, because you have this project that's so ready and you can't share it yet, and then finally you have this like literal and figurative release when the album comes out. So I'm sure that's sort of an exciting precipice to be on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has been a minute. I mean, not that you haven't been busy, but the last Daughter of Swords record was about 6 years ago now, almost 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
Which was Dawnbreaker. And I remember when that album came out, and
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked when I was doing my notes for this that it was 6 years. It feels like not that long.
Dude,
But
I know. Me too. I mean, yeah, I think time is such a funny thing in the age that we live in. Like COVID, I think for most people really like threw a wrench in their perception of the passage of time, and myself included.
yeah,
Yeah, like, you know, I don't know. I I wrote a lot of the material for Alex over the first like year lockdown, and um yeah, and then I also put out a record with Amelia Meath with our project called A's, and we did
hmm
some touring around that with like Marcus Mumford and Wilco and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the time scale of a record, like in the age of social media, it feels like obviously like content is king or whatever. Like, I think that's shortened our attention spans and like made it so that like I don't know, it just doesn't it feels a little bit at odds with like um my perception of like what it means to like collect and gather material and like feel um like you're proud of the thing that you've curated and are sharing.
Mm.
Um, so that time, yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's been 6 years, and like in some ways, I guess that means my project has been dormant. But to me, it's felt like, you know, just like you got to live life in order to make things to share and talk about. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I went back and listened to Dawnbreaker in anticipation for this because I remembered in my memory that it was sort of a more like folky singer-songwriter record, and I had just turned on the Alex album, which is really not.
Yeah.
And so it made me want to go back and check it out. Like, am I misremembering this? Like, no, no, it's just quite different. It's a lot more upbeat. It hits you right in the face a lot of the time. It's a lot noisier. It also feels a lot more like, I don't know if this is technically true or not, but it feels a lot more sort of like a group effort. Like I feel like I can feel the people in the room with you.
hmm
So, I mean, you can almost dance to it at times. What was what do you think sort of inspired you to go more in that direction versus like another sort of very folky spare record?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think like when we recorded in a couple of different sessions, and the when we like first embarked on the project together, me and Nick Sanborn from Sylvan Esso, who co-produced the record with Amelia, Meath, and I, um, we like were listening through the demos and sort of talking about goals. And to me, it did not feel like a folk record that I'd written. And um, I really wanted to get away from like using the acoustic guitar at all. Like to be like, what can do the work of this instrument?
Hmm.
And like let's like approach every song from that perspective.
Hmm.
And it just opened up so much space for other choices to be made. And sort of like as we recorded each song, I think Alone Together was the first song that we recorded. And that's a pretty bold, like sonically bold choice and departure from Dawnbreaker. And it really sort of like set the signpost in the ground of like, this is the direction that this is going. And like,
Hmm.
um, and then like gradually you sort of build up your collection of like sonic references and like things that you want to hear repeated and like textures that worked. And yeah.
Yeah. I know, and even the few sort of breather moments, like Morning in Madison, they still have sort of a almost like clanging kind of like, I don't know. My instinct is to say like Tom Waitian, like, like that sort
Mm,
of like
hmm
percussive, what is that sound kind of vibe to it. I mean, there's only really one um song on the record that's like just acoustic, basically. Um, which
yeah,
is, I mean, we'll get into this probably a little bit more in a little bit, but I mean, most people, myself included, I think, associate you with that sound.
right.
For a myriad of reasons, but especially because of Dawnbreaker and because of Mountain Man and because of, a lot of your other projects. That all
hmm
being said, the people involved in this record, including you from work you've done with other people, I mean, it makes total sense that like this is where you are now. I don't know. It's just such a fun record, and I feel like it was such a nice like surprise after a record like Dawnbreaker.
Thank you.
Um,
Thanks.
in addition to the music being a lot more kind of upfront, I feel like the lyricism is as well. Um, So I'm curious what was feeding into your lyrical perspective this time around.
I mean, I think just life in the modern world, it's
Mm,
uh like climate change, um social justice issues, like class warfare and like financial inequality in America, and just like trying to grapple with different aspects of those subjects, and like that are like real life issues that affect literally all of us. And
hmm
um I don't know, um yeah, I just think a lot about like I want to make music that's not punishing lyrically, that's like fun to listen to, maybe
hmm
makes you want to move around a little bit, or like turn it on while you're driving your car, whatever. But like I also, yeah, I'm like thinking about the same things that everybody else is thinking about, and like feel like I don't know, like the protest music of like the 60s doesn't, it's like too earnest, and it doesn't
mm.
feel like it applies as a like um I don't know, a specific way of communicating ideas. And I'm not saying that like I have succeeded in making like a record that's social commentary or a commentary on the time that we're living in, but I I I think it's a really fun challenge to try to make music that feels like relevant to the things that we're all grappling with, that also doesn't make you want to turn it off because it's really didactic, you
Yeah,
know?
or like very depressive because I feel like it's so easy.
Or, yeah, or that.
Yeah, because like I feel like the social commentary kind of music, at least in my brain, I mostly think it's that's going to be a singer-songwriter record. Like that's kind of like or like a rock record. I feel like that's kind of like the vibes usually. And it doesn't mean
Mhm,
that that music can't be great or vital or say something important, but yeah, I mean there is something sort of it can be sort of off-putting. It's not
mhm,
always what you want to listen to. Um,
mhm,
and I always find it interesting and fun when people can create records that have something to say, but also like sonically or rhythmically or melodically sound like your windows are down in the summer and you're just like
mhm,
driving, you know? So it's like
totally.
it's an interesting dichotomy there.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, so we mentioned a few people already. You made this record with a really special cast of people, people that you have worked with in numerous other ways, including Amelia and Nick from Sylvan Esso, Jen Wasner from Wye Oak and Flock of Dimes, um, which is all part of this sort of greater Psychic Hotline family.
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like the Psychic Hotline crew is like I don't know. I was just saying this to someone. I forget. Maybe I think it was I was interviewing Uwade recently, who of course recorded her
Oh, nice.
record,
Yeah.
her beautiful new record down there. And I think we were talking about how it's kind of like there wasn't really like a hub. There wasn't like an indie scene hub for a while. Like it used to
Hmm.
kind of be like Brooklyn or Baltimore for a second, and now I feel like I don't know that North Carolina scene, man.
I know, it's strong.
It is
It's very
strong and it's
strong.
always getting
Yeah.
stronger. I mean, I really feel like I kind of alluded to earlier, you can feel sort of the people in the room, the camaraderie between you guys. You know,
Yeah.
you speak a very similar or at least very complementary musical language
Hmm.
to each other. I mean, what is it sort of like for you, just in general, to find yourself in this, I would presume, very fortunate position to be surrounded and working with these talented people?
I mean, it's amazing. You know, especially Nick and Amelia, like Amelia and I have been like very close friends for half our lives at this point. And
Yeah.
like I've known Nick the whole time they've been together, and like um, have been creative partners, and like, yeah, he and I have gradually grown our own like specific friendship. And yeah, and then like TJ Mayani, who played drums a lot on the record. Yeah, I don't know. It's so rewarding and fun and supportive. And also, like, yeah, I think just like the experience of working over time on different projects with Amelia has been like, we've been growing a shared language and like a way of existing studio altogether that feels very um just really positive. And like everyone's really good at reading the room. Everybody's really like good at hyping each other up in moments where what direction is going to be taken isn't totally clear yet.
Mm.
And then also at being honest, when there's like uncertainty about like a choice that's being made. um I just have like, we all like trust each other to like say what our opinion is in a way that's like constructive and like moves the thing forward.
Mm.
um so yeah, I don't know, it's like I feel like some people like bounce around and try like different producers, and I think there's so much value in that. And I think like I feel really moved by the experience of like deepening a relationship over time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because it's such a specific thing to embark on with someone, and not to say that like I don't want to also work with other people. Obviously, there's so much to be gained from that too, but yeah, I don't know. It's just really special.
Yeah. I mean, I was at Newport when the Psychic Hotline sort of conglomerate, I don't know, when you guys did the showcase. And I don't know,
Yeah.
it just really comes through. I mean, I don't know. Does it feel any different for you? Like, because you work with them on other recordings, you all do kind of do this. You work on recordings, you tour with each other, you play with each other. Does it feel any different when you're in the studio and it's your work, it's your album? Like, does that feel any different, or is that sort of not even there?
I mean, it does feel different because like the responsibilities are different for everyone in the room.
Sure.
Um, and like, um, yeah, when I'm like singing in someone else's band, um, I come to the table with my ideas and my presence um and like ready to like work with people and sort of
Hmm.
um you know show up with what I have prepared, and then like take like receive notes if there are things that need to be done differently. But when it's your own project, yeah, I mean, I think inherently that's just sort of a different vibe. But it's just sort of like, I don't know, like clicking the kaleidoscope
Mm.
a turn or two, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a lot of the same people, but it's like just turned that way. It's interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Um, can we dive into the title of this record for a second? Um,
sure.
it is called Alex, so which is your name. So it is like a pseudo self-titled, um, almost.
Hmm.
Uh, I can't help but feel like this choice to name it after yourself is not a coincidence that coincides with the more upfront, musical and lyrical approach. Um, I mean, do you think
Hmm.
it's fair to say that it does sort of reflect like a newfound sort of authority within yourself or comfort with your writing or just sort of like a new era of your work?
Yeah, I think that yeah, it reflects like maybe like just like over like since Dawnbreaker came out, there's been like a lot of self exploration of like Like when that record came out, when Dawnbreaker came out, I was like deeply in the midst of like panic and like just general discomfort and alienation and like isolation in my life. And like
Mm.
in the time that's elapsed since Dawnbreaker came out, like my life feels very different and my relationship to myself feels very different. And I feel like way more grounded in community and like so loved by my friends and like I love myself and I know myself a lot more than I did when I put out Dawnbreaker.
Mm.
And so naming the record Alex sort of like felt like a little bit of a no-brainer when we were sort of floating around different album titles. Yeah, just like, sup, here I am. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think some of the like biggest things that you've learned about yourself over the past few years have been that are like sustaining you right now?
Um, I think like confidence in my um, you know, confidence in my ability to navigate the world and like in my own intelligence, which sounds crazy, but like, I think it's probably more common than I realize, but like that sense of like, what am I missing here? Or like,
Yeah.
this is my perspective, but I don't know that I actually like, is it wrong? And I just have a lot more faith in like that what I bring to the table is worth being brought to the table.
Mm.
And also like I feel like I've learned a lot of things over the last, I don't know, decade about my gender and sharing that with my friends has just made me feel, like a lot more seen and like I have a lot more clarity about who I am in relation to that aspect of being a person in a physical form.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to not have a physical form at all. Like it'd be amazing to be like a tree or something, or an ant, or like I don't know something.
A
But
gaseous
like I'm feeling,
cloud.
yeah, totally vapor, rainbow. But I feel like, yeah, in terms of like my existence on Earth in a human body, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's great. Um, yeah, I was gonna ask because I had seen, I read the handy dandy press notes for the record. Um, and one of the themes noted was about, gender identity and sort of your exploration of that over the past few years since Dawnbreaker, at least on a public level. Um, and I was wondering kind of
hmm
what that experience has been like for you personally, not necessarily in terms of the publicity, but in terms of sort of the transformative quality of sort of mining that within yourself and sort of coming to the conclusions that you've come to. I mean, what it mostly inspired that question beyond the note was, one of my best friends within the past 2 years sort of let us all know that they're non-binary, and like literally not that long ago told me apropos of nothing, like this is the happiest I've ever been, and I know it's ever since then. And I just feel like it's such
hmm
an important conversation that people still sort of shy away from, sort of the weight and the power of that experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think like I've mm, always felt like if someone called me like a girl or a woman, like even saying the words out loud make me cringe because it just doesn't feel like
Hmm.
true. But it's like I think like I'm such like a literal guy that for a long time like I just objected to like I don't know like like I don't for a long time just felt like I don't need to, like, this is the physical form that I was born into. And like, I don't totally feel like I fit into this form in a, uh, like in any way on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, I'm not gonna like, A, it's nobody's business, and B, like, I like like too grammatical or something to like make a different choice about my identity. Like I and like yeah, like just not like I think really just being like it's not anyone else's business how I experience myself.
Mm-hmm.
But like I wasn't giving myself space to fully like think about that. And I also wasn't sharing that with my friends. And so like, you know, if my friends called me like, you know, like referred to me in a way that felt like female centric, like I just felt like um I wasn't being seen because I wasn't sharing that with them.
Right.
And then like as soon as I started having conversations about it, like not even in a like I want to use different pronouns or like um you know, this is me with certainty. As soon as I started being like, I'm having some realizations, and like, I don't want to share it with anyone besides you, but like, this is sort of what I'm realizing right now. Like, I just started to feel like so much more room to breathe,
Mm-hmm.
in my friendships and in myself.
Yeah.
Um, and I still think it's, you know, it is nobody's business. But we also don't live in a time where like, I don't know, silence is like a dangerous thing in the times that we live in. So I don't know, it just feels all right to like share that information and like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine in some senses there's some weight lifted, because now
Mm-hmm.
I know that's cliche to say, but I mean, now it's like, you have this record coming out and you don't need you don't need to be anyone but like yourself now,
Mm-hmm.
which is really awesome. Um, and
Yeah, it
the
is.
fact that you're surrounded by such lovely people in doing so is great.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so we mentioned Amelia earlier, and I mentioned Mountain Man. So Mountain Man, um, for
Mm-hmm.
maybe anyone who doesn't know, is your trio with Amelia and Molly. And
Mm-hmm.
I forget. I think the year you released was like 2009 or something was when the record came out, and it was like out of nowhere, and I was just like, what is this? Because I hadn't really heard anything like it in like the popular music sphere at that time. Um, so and then you came back, many years later with another record and a live record. Um, but it's so different from what you're doing now because obviously Alex, that record is so brash and bright and in your face, and Mountain Man sometimes has no music. It's just harmonies. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm curious then, it's such a different process, I would imagine, producing the Mountain Man music, but what do you like enjoy the most about recording music like that is so different from what you just made with Alex?
Man, I mean, I think a lot of it is just like the magic that is what happens when Amelia and Molly and I get to sing together.
Mm,
Um, and like that's always felt like it was there, like just like electricity and intuition and like spontaneous creation and like um it's like it doesn't need anything else. um and yeah, it's just like making magic in the air in front of us. It's such a unique and special thing, and like I don't know, it's crazy. Like we were so young when we met each other and started Mountain Man, and like it still kind of blows my mind. Like it feels like that band has taken on sort of like, the way like something like aspects of like your younger life can take on kind of like mythic proportions in terms of like their significance in your life or the way it's unfolded. It's like
Hmm.
feels like that with Mountain Man, and like I don't know, just like of all the random happenstances of life, like I met these two people who um I feel like are like, I don't use the word soulmate really, but like it kind of feels like finding a musical partner like out of the blue without even really looking for it and being like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. Um yeah, but like yeah, I don't know. We've talked over the years about like what would it be like if there was other accompaniment on a Mountain Man record.
Mm.
And um I just don't think that I think it just like it's like first thought, best thought, like it's just it is that and it's like perfect like that. And it doesn't I mean, maybe it would be cool, but like I just don't even feel necessarily like the curiosity around it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like it's like a little diamond or something, and I just want it to stay that.
yeah, I mean, so many of the songs are either devoid of instrumental backing, or it's just like the most spare acoustic guitar. Um, and I feel like, people who might be more familiar with Sylvan Esso or this new record of yours would be surprised, I guess, to hear such minimalistic music, but that's kind of where we first heard you guys. I mean, that predates Sylvan Esso. I mean, that's where we first heard Amelia, like that. It feels like again, it's so long ago. It's like crazy, but time has compressed. It's so strange.
I know. Yeah,
Um,
it's so wild.
and then you also had that record, like you mentioned, with Amelia under the A's name, called Fruit. I really liked that record. I thought it was so fun and weird and whimsical and like
Yeah.
um what led to that project? Was that like, because to me that almost felt like you and Amelia messing around and being like, wait, hold on.
hmm Yeah. Well, Amelia and I like on Mountain Man tour in like, 2010, 2011, like we would listen to we had this like German compilation of cowboy music from America.
Oh.
And we would listen to it in the car, and like there were a few like yodeling songs that we got obsessed with, and like to entertain ourselves in the car, and because we were like just like very weirdly persistent about it, started breaking the yodels down, and it would drive Molly crazy. Like she hated those songs so much, but Amelia and I really just loved them, and like um yeah, share a love for like those like old, yeah, like old old yodeling songs, like old Burl Ives recordings, and just sort of over at the beginning of COVID, I think we started talking about like what would it be like if we made a record that like allowed us to embrace those old songs.
Mm.
And it was so much fun. I just love that project so much, and like um I feel certain that at some point we'll get to make another one, but we just had like the best time making it. Like we all sat out at Betty's, the studio that Nick and Amelia have, and like basically had like a 2 week long sleepover where we would make these like really big feasts. And Nick would make like tiki drinks every night, and then in the morning and I would like sit on the deck and like stare really intently at each other and like practice yodels. And yeah, I don't know, it was like just the best time.
What a specific experience.
I
I love
know,
that.
specific.
I love that. Um, So yeah, I mean, I liked that record too. I hope there's more A's down the road. Just like we always hope there's more Mountain Man down the road because we're left longing all the time. So why not keep it going? Um,
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
so you do have a few concerts lined up in the wake of this record. Are there plans or hopes for a larger tour, or is that still in the mix?
I mean, I think that there's a possibility of like some shows in the fall.
Mm,
But the state of the touring industry is rough right now for
yeah,
people like who are like small artists who are trying to go play shows. So we're just gonna see how these ones go, and they're gonna be really cool. Nick Sanborn is coming with, and Jen Wasner is gonna be in the band, and
cool.
TJ is gonna be in the band. So if any of your listeners are in DC, New York, or Durham, they should definitely come. But yeah, it's just a crazy time. And like in the meantime, like I don't know, I feel like I talk about this not specifically about my life experience, but like the experience of like trying to pay your bills in America. I talk about it on the record. Like Money Hits is pretty much just about class war.
Yeah.
But I've like I in the time since we started recording Alex, I got trained in upholstery
Hmm.
and have been like supporting myself as an upholsterer, which I really love. And like it sort of distills like I don't know, there's like something about songwriting and upholstery that I realize I appreciate is like the mastering of a craft. Not to say
Hmm.
I'm a master of songwriting or of upholstery, but like the like obsession with trying to figure out how something works and like how to do it is really fascinating to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll fit in, if there are more opportunities to play shows, I would love to, but it's a really rough time in the touring industry for small artists.
Yeah. No, I know that's like a common theme amongst my guests here. Um,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean it has been also for years, kind of since COVID, but I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes. Um, I
I
would I,
know.
I would imagine that the shows will be pretty fun, especially with those people in tow. Um,
It's gonna be so cool.
yeah, I'm in Central Connecticut, so hopefully I can come out to the New York one. That'd be fun. Um,
I hope you do.
okay, so unrelatedly, I have like lightning round questions to cap us off, just for
Okay,
fun. Just for fun.
sure.
Um, hopefully you're hopefully you like movies for this first question. Um,
I Great.
um, because someone asked me this recently and I thought it was a good question. If you could get the chance to see a movie for the first time again, what would it be?
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh
didn't know how to I
man.
did not know how to answer it myself, really.
Wow. Oh man. Um, Maybe. Have you ever seen the like old Pippi Longstockings movies? They're
I
like
I think as a kid I
Swedish, and the
did.
the English dub is so bad.
Yeah.
Um, I was obsessed with those as a child. And I think I would really enjoy getting to see like the scenes of her walking on the ceiling again for the first time, and like her spotted horse that like comes and hangs out inside with her while she like makes cookies on the floor.
I love it. Yeah, because like you saw it a lot as a kid. So imagine being hit with that now. So it'd be a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
so weird.
It'd be fun to
Yeah,
show somebody that for the first time too, actually. Um,
for
to,
sure.
to share that experience with someone. Um, okay, if you could reunite a band for one more album, who would it be?
Oh man. Um, I've been, I mean, this would involve bringing someone back from the dead,
That's
but
fine.
I've been really loving, cool. I've been really loving Broadcast
Oh, okay.
lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The that record Tender Buttons was a big influence on a bunch of songs on Alex and like just such a cool, just like deadpan cool guy energy.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be nice for many reasons, obviously. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
and then finally, I mean, we know that you hate the acoustic guitar, but I'm just joking. But what my last one is what do you think the most sort of underrated instrument in popular music would be?
Oh, these are fun questions. Um, God, I don't know, the clarinet.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think there's such untapped potential for that instrument and it'll like pop up occasionally, but the
Mm-hmm.
tone of a bass clarinet is like the
Mm.
most magical sound.
I was just talking about the clarinet with someone recently because they were talking about it showing up on some song, and I think they thought it was a different instrument because I was like, no, that's a clarinet. And they're like, oh, it's so annoying or whatever. And I was like, no, it's not. It's so
You
pretty.
crazy?
I think the
That's so
clarinet,
beautiful.
I think the clarinet gets a bad rap because it's so often played by like middle schoolers. Um,
I know.
but
Yeah.
but a well played
Yeah.
clarinet,
I feel like it's sound I imagine of like being inside of a tree or
ooh,
something.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so warm and like encapsulating.
I love when I'm listening to a really like lovely song and then out of nowhere comes this like dreamy clarinet. Mm.
Oh God,
I'm
it's
jealous.
so
I wish I
good.
could play the clarinet. I'm very jealous of people who can do that. Um,
It's never too late.
yeah, no, sure. We love a woodwind here. I did
Mhm.
I did play flute when I was like 10 and I was not,
Amazing.
I was not great, but
Oh,
I was 10. I wonder if I could get that back in my repertoire. Um,
I bet you could.
anyway, all right, that's all I have. So, thank you for humoring me and answering some
Oh,
unrelated questions.
I love the lightning round. That's so much fun.
I know, I feel like maybe I should start like having these talks with people and being like, so your record comes out on Friday, but we're going to talk about movies today, and I hope people check out your record.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, so to reiterate, your record does actually come out on Friday. Alex, April 11th via Psychic Hotline. If you enjoyed Dawnbreaker, this sounds nothing like it, but you should still go check it out. Thank you so much, Alex. This was so much fun.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeremy. This was a blast. I really appreciate it.